Howdy, it's Ryan. How's it going? Great, that's awesome. So, today we're going to wrap up the Scales and Modes Made Easy. Well, kind of wrap it up. We're going to finish with the 7th position of the G major scale. Right? So if you go back and watch all 7 of these videos, you should be able to play the G major scale in all 7 different positions using the 3-note per string method. And you should be able to navigate your way all the way across the fretboard back and forth using these 7 diatonic scale shapes. Alright, so let's get right to it, shall we? We are now pretty high up on the neck to get to the 7th position. We are going to start on the 14th fret of the E string. Right? Now we got the finger shapes. This guy. We're going to go 14, 15, which is your G, and then 17. 14, 15, 17. The 5th string will be the same thing. 14, 15, 17. First finger, second finger, 4th finger. Okay. Now moving on to the 4th string. We're going to go 14, 16, 17. So we have this finger position type thing. We're going to continue with that exact same thing on the 3rd string. 14, 16, 17. TC Electronic Hall of Fame reverb. Yeah, that's better. I love some reverb. So up to this point we have 14, 15, 17. 14, 15, 17. 14, 16, 17. 14, 16, 17. That's pretty easy. That's just in a 4-fret span. Right? Now, when we get to the 2nd string, this is where we have to shift. We have been playing 14th fret with our 1st finger the whole time. But now we're going to jump to the 15th fret on the 2nd string, 1st finger. We have to go 17 with our 2nd finger. And then 19 with the pinky. So we do finally get to this 3rd finger shape. And then the exact same thing on the 1st string. So this is a pretty symmetrical pattern. We got 2 of these, 2 of these, and then 2 of these. Come here. Come here. Pepper. Pepper. What are you doing? Here. Pepper. It's a little cramped way up high on the 14th fret to play that position, but we can take the lower version of that exact same position would be on the 2nd fret. Same note. This would be the lower octave version of this pattern, this scale. So if you played the low octave version of it, it goes 2nd, 3rd, 5, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret. On the A string, it's also 2nd, 3rd, 5th frets. 4th, fourth string, we go second, fourth, fifth. On the third string, the G string, second, fourth, fifth. Shift up to the third fret when we get to the second string. Goes 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. All right, so you can use that to play the G major Ionian scale, G Ionian, because it's the same notes. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Except we're starting on the F sharp. So it goes F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. If you start with F sharp as your kind of home base, the second fret F sharp, or the 14th fret F sharp, if you make that F sharp kind of your point of reference, your home bass note, your tonic note, your root note, then you get the Locrian mode, which is a diminished sounding. Make the F sharp the tonal center, then you get the Locrian mode, which is kind of very disturbing sounding, but it has its uses. If you make the second note of the pattern, that third fret, which is a G, if you make it kind of the tonic or the home bass of your pattern, we're all of a sudden back in G Ionian. However, if you root everything around the F sharp, so you can use this particular scale pattern to play G Ionian, of course, because it's the 7th position of the G major scale, starting on the 7th note of the G major scale, which is an F sharp, but it still contains all the pitches of the G major scale. You can, of course, use it to play F sharp Locrian if you wanted to. You can use it to play any of the other relative modes that are relative to G major, which would be, of course, you have G Ionian, you would get A Dorian, B Phrygian, C Lydian, D Mixolydian, E Aeolian, of course, relative minor, E minor, and then F sharp Locrian. Those modes are all the same. They all contain the same pitch range. We'll put it that way. But depending on what your starting note is and what note you emphasize, that's where you get those different flavors, modal flavors. Modal flavors, right? So, depends on which one you emphasize, depends on what your background music is behind the scale you're using. But of course, you can use all 7 of these shapes to rip through G major, or any of G's relative modal counterparts. There you have it. So there's the 7th and final position of the G major scale. Now these 7 shapes, if you go back and watch the other videos, these 7 shapes all together, they are interconnected just like the 5 pentatonic boxes are connected and fall in a certain order. These 7 boxes, you could call them, also are connected in a certain order, and then just they repeat one after the other. If you had an infinite fretboard, they would go in that same order. So we'll probably continue this series actually. Those are all the 7 shapes, right? Using the 3-note per string method. If you go back and check video 1 through 7 of this. But we'll probably continue with a little bit more of the application part of it, and then how to connect them all together, how to use them in improvisation, how to use them in maybe writing a solo, that sort of thing. So thank you for watching, appreciate it, and as always, if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Yeah. And if you like the video and you want to follow us, please hit the subscribe button wherever it be. And also, leave me some comments. If you have questions, I certainly do my best to answer them. And I love to hear from all you guys and get your feedback. So, thanks so much. Talk to you soon, and
Keep the music alive.